So far in this channel, I've talked about the fastest runner in baseball today and the best base runner, with those titles respectively going to Bobby Witt Jr. and Corbin Carroll. But despite both of these guys being blindingly quick and overall exceptionally productive navigators of the base path, they aren't quite the most aggressive in attempting to take extra bases. This title goes to another guy who's easily top 3 in both of the aforementioned categories, but who takes being aggressive to a whole other level. Red superstar Elly Cruz. To give you an idea of how much more he is than everybody else, consider this. Last year, he attempted 148 total advances per Baseball Savant. That was 18 ahead of the next closest, being Witt Jr. That was a greater difference than between Witt and 5th place finisher Jarren Duran. And the same was true of stolen base advance attempts. Keep in mind, this is slightly different than total stolen base attempts, as he racked up 70 over the course of the year, with the next closest being at 56. Again, this difference was the same as the gap between the 2nd place and 5th place finishers. So what does this look like in practice exactly? Well, it looks like swiping at least 3 bases in a game 4 separate times in one season, including 2 different times he swiped 4 bags, and 14 times that he swiped multiple. This is insane, right? But maybe isn't the best way to demonstrate the upper levels of his aggressiveness? Fair enough. How about turning what should have been a fairly routine triple into an inside-the-park home run, when he tested the notoriously strong-armed shortstop Willy Adames on this line drive to center field that got past the diving Sal Frelick. Look at the speed with which he rounded the bases. To be willing to attempt a play like that while in the bottom of the 7th and only up by 1 run is just the peak of pushing it. And in this case, coming out successful. How about in this double as well? That easily could have been a single, as it literally was a relatively soft hit grounder into center field, but he knew he wanted to try it, and did so, regardless of the outcome. Again, the score of this game was at a place where his out would have mattered, but he pushed the issue anyway, and it certainly worked out. Here he is taking second on a pickoff attempt. This is one of the purest forms of base running aggressiveness you can have in my opinion, as the conservative play would have been obviously to just try to get back, right? I mean, what are the chances you actually make it to second base safely? But again, Elly Cruz took the gamble, and again, it paid off. Let's go back to a multi-base theft here, when he went first to third on a ground ball with 2 outs in the 6th inning of a tie game. Now, you might say that wasn't smart, as he could have made the last out at third, but keep in mind, with his wheels, any pitch in the dirt could easily become a free run. So, while for most guys it might not have been the right move, for him, it almost certainly was. Let's end off this video on 2 examples from his rookie year in 2023, the first one being the time he turned a triple into a Little League home run, as this throw from Cavan Biggio to the infield ended up getting away from Vladimir Guerrero Jr., allowing the huge shortstop to push the issue, racing towards home where a Matt Chapman underhanded flip couldn't quite get him. That actually tied the game for the Reds, on a play that almost certainly shouldn't have happened, by all conventional thinking. And lastly, let's finish off with the time he stole every base possible in 1 inning versus the Brewers, swiping second on the 1-0 in the 7th inning of a 1-run game, before, on the 1-2, going to third. And then, without another pitch even being delivered, raced towards home, and beat a step off from the pitcher, meaning that in the span of just 3 total pitches being delivered, he had swiped every base you can in 1 frame, and made it look pretty easy in the process. Before we go, I just want to say to everybody out there who's going to comment that all this aggressiveness probably hurts his team as much as it helps them, keep in mind that last year he was tied for 3rd in all of the major leagues in StatCast's base running runs above average, at an elite total of 7, and he's actually 2nd overall in this regard since he made his debut in 2023 at 15, despite only playing 2/3 of a season in his rookie year. To put it simply, this guy is the most aggressive base runner in all of the sport, but with his speed and instincts, it also makes him one of the most productive as well. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Is Elly going to lead the majors in stolen bases again this year, or do you think somebody else takes his crown? And if so, who do you think it would be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and checking out any one of these recommended videos. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.